Hi, so it's that time of week again. It is the energetic card pull time. So again, trusty old Lightseer's deck. As always, I'll just give the cards just a little shuffle and we'll just see what comes out just for guidance for the coming week ahead. So hope everyone is well and having a good week. It's a little bit cooler. I did the solstice video the other day and I was practically melting, and today it's like windy and rainy, so yeah, God bless the British summer. So let's see what comes out for us today. And we have the Four of Pentacles for the energy for this week. So when we look at this card, we can kind of see her just grasping onto that purse, like she's kind of trying to hold on to every last penny basically. And sometimes this can just be that little reminder, you know, are we being a little bit too stingy? Kind of like we get in that mindset then of being in kind of like poverty and not having enough, and then we get caught up in that vicious cycle then of how do we get to the abundance, because we're too focused on what we've not got rather than what we have got. So kind of like just look at this, and you know, she looks very serious, she's very downcast, kind of looks like, you know, she's really like in hardship and she's kind of like got the weight of the world on her shoulders there. So maybe this is calling for you just for this week, just to kind of like let go a little. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about money. You might be holding on to a way of life as almost a kind of like, you know, as a protection, a comfort, but it might not always necessarily be that it is working in your favour. But we kind of have this bad habit of clinging on to things for dear life sometimes, and the best thing sometimes is just to kind of like release that grip and just let it go and let things start to flow again in a more natural way. So yeah, that little Four of Pentacles there, I am just interpreting that this week as just to basically like just loosen up a little bit, allow yourself a bit more freedom, and just try and not like worry too much and take everything too seriously. You know, we do need a bit of fun in our lives as well. It's kind of like almost you know, just feel like a little bit too grown up. So you know, when you was a kid and you was always like, oh, I can't wait to be a grown up, and then you get to it and it's like, yeah, it's not as much fun as what I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, I kind of just feel like this week this card's just saying, you know what, cut yourself some slack, let loose, maybe have a bit of fun, and just don't take life too seriously all the time. Otherwise it gets a little bit boring, it gets a little bit stressful. So yeah, so let's just see what comes out with the Oracle pull. And with this one we have the White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic. So with this one, you know, the White Raven, that's something that's very rare, and it really is like, you know, this magical looking creature. And this card is all about putting your trust in the universe and just kind of like the little plan that fate's going to have coming along. So again, it's that kind of like saying with this card, you know, she's clinging on here, you know, she's been a little bit on the serious side, and this one's coming along and just saying, hey, do you know what, kind of like just trust in magic, trust in the process, everything will work out okay, kind of a everything. So yeah, they make a nice little correlation actually, those. So that is all for this week, just a quick one. But yeah, as always, if you've any comments, anything that you'd like to ask any questions about, then just feel free to jump on and I will get back to you with a reply. So as always, have a wonderful week and I will catch up with you all very soon. See you later.